All right, guys. All right, we're back here with Straight Outta Content. Got some new merch. Made. We're here with Straight Outta Content with a new boxing video. Agree to Disagree podcast is brought to you by Straight Outta Content. So here with your co-host Carl. Omar's not here, but I just want to give everybody a little quick update. Everybody's been bugging me about this Teofimo Lopez versus Lomachenko fight. So the fight is in jeopardy. Okay. The fight is in jeopardy. Again, if this is your first time tuning in, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you want all the real boxing news, none of this boxing news that I give is clickbait, okay? You got a lot of people out there putting words in other people's fighters. I'm not going to name any names. They happen, there's some other YouTubers out there. They go by a certain color and by the stuff that's in your veins. That's as much as I'll say. But anyway, I don't clickbait like them. Right? I'm not here to get you guys to click my videos and then it's not true. So I only speak the facts. So the facts are ESPN has the contract with Top Rank. And right now it looks like the ESPN doesn't want to put the money up for the Lopez-Lomachenko fight. So as I go in here and read the article written by Steve Kim of ESPN, again, I give my sources, right? So I'm not just pulling this out of my butt, just giving you guys this information. Okay, so the proposed fight is in jeopardy. According to the report from the Atlantic, Lopez is balking at the $1,250,000 offer from Top Rank for the fight. It goes on to say, theoretically, Lopez and Lomachenko seem like an easy matchup, which it is because both fighters are with Top Rank. But one of their spokespeople said, we explained to them we have no gate, no closed circuit, said Top Rank CEO Bob Arum of his talks with Lopez. I mean, we're willing to pay him a big price, but again, I'm not going to lose millions of dollars on an event because he thinks he's worth more. And again, so Lopez is, again, we haven't heard from Lopez, and I really doubt that Top Rank is going to let Lopez speak his true feelings about this. I can guarantee you he wants to fight. 1.5 million or not, chances are he wants to fight. Who we're not going to hear from is Lomachenko. I mean, we're just not going to hear from him. And that's because that's Bob Arum's guy. Like, we've seen this. We've seen it with Devin Haney and Lomachenko. We've seen it with many Tank Davis and Lomachenko. Like, we've seen it. Like, we've seen Mikey Garcia and Lomachenko. We've seen it so many times. Do I think the fight is going to happen? No. Bob Arum cannot afford to lose Lomachenko. He has some young guys like Terrence Crawford and stuff like that, but Lomachenko sells more than Terrence Crawford. Terrence Crawford is growing, but he doesn't sell as much as Lomachenko. I mean, he doesn't. So we're going to see if he puts somebody in the ring who can actually beat Lomachenko, or is he just going to make him fight another one of his flunkies? So we don't know. It goes on to say that Lopez's manager, David McWater, says he understands the situation but believes the fighters deserve a bigger payday for the fight of this magnitude, which again, I kind of take this information with a grain of salt because, I mean, if this is his manager saying that Lopez deserves a bigger purse, you got to understand this fight is during a pandemic. So the live gate is going to be trash. So McWater goes on to say, everybody is trying to do the right thing, said McWater, but there doesn't seem to be enough money for everybody. We are willing to take a haircut from what was expected before, but not one of this magnitude presented to us. To me, 1.5 million is a lot of money for this weight class. And for this time. Again, if this wasn't COVID, yeah, I'm sure he'd get the money that he deserves. But you got to, at the end of the day, it's a business. And to really throw away this fight because of money, when if you beat him, you become the top dog and you can warrant any amount of money that you really want, that doesn't make any sense. So, again, Lopez has said previously that he will move up from the 135-pound division. But McWater says that he'll stick around that division for now. This is another quote from McWater. I think more likely we would take another fight at 135 and revisit the Lomachenko. See, they're already talking about it. They're already talking about it, and it's unfortunate because the Tank Davis fight is taking place at 130, but it's also taking place. I mean, it will also have the 135-pound belt up for grabs as well, which is very tricky. You really don't hear that a lot, where you fight at a lower weight, but your belt of your higher weight class is still at risk. It also says McWater, or answer McWater, and then McWater says, who believes that they're trying to tie both ends together. That the people who should pay for the fight should be ESPN. Tie both ends together. Should come from the network that would televise this highly anticipated clash. To me, this is all a quote from McWater. To me, a lot of this has to do with ESPN. I mean, if they want the fight, I think they would find a better way to make it work for Top Rank. Bob's right. Top Rank shouldn't have to lose money on this fight. But nevertheless, Teofimo, the big winner here would be ESPN. I feel it should be incumbent of them to find a way to make this happen. A representative from ESPN declined to comment. Yeah, and I kind of understand. It goes on to say, Lopez tweeted out on August 1st, how you mad at me and I'm just trying to feed my family. If we don't make a deal with him, we'll move on, said Arum, who said at that point he'd look for another opponent for Lomachenko this fall. But I'm optimistic still that we'll come to terms. That's what Arum kind of finished his statement with ESPN. Again, guys, we all know the games with Bob Arum. He did this with Pacquiao for years, fighting what I call the Top Rank flunkies. If you're not with Top Rank, you're not going to fight his fighters. I mean, he told Eddie Hearn that with Devin Haney and his father sitting right there. It's like, yeah, you should have signed with me and I'll let you fight. Shakur Stevenson, he's only going to be able to fight whoever's on Top Rank's roster. And I can guarantee you Bud Crawford's next fight is going to be that kid from 140 who's going to move up to 147 to fight him. And it's like, okay, you're the champion at 140. Why are you fighting? Why do you deserve a fight with Bud Crawford when there's tons of other welterweights out here? It just doesn't make any sense. But this is what Bob Arum does. He's not going to stop, and he has, he can make the fight, but he's not going to. And it's not like he has somebody who has a full backing like a Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury has a whole country behind him. So if Tyson Fury tells Bob Arum who he wants to fight, he has no choice. I can guarantee you his paperwork is really good. He didn't get Tyson Fury. Think about it. When he got Tyson Fury at the peak of his career. At the peak, the highest of his career, coming off his fight with Deontay Wilder. He got all of these guys that you hear about, the Lomachenkos, the Shakur Stevensons, the Terrence Crawfords and stuff like that. He got all of these guys out the Olympics or, very early in their career. And they fight a couple of fights, then they sign an extension. Then they fight a couple of fights, then they sign an extension. It happened to De La Hoya. It happened to Miguel Cotto. It happened to Floyd Mayweather. It happened to all of the greats that have signed with Bob Arum. They've all either had to buy their way out of their contract or figure out some way to get out of that contract so that they could expand their brand. And it sucks that it happens to a lot of these fighters. That's why this fight's not going to happen. I don't believe it's going to happen. I think Lomachenko is going to end up fighting somebody who we don't care about, and Bob Arum pays him whatever, pays the other guy trash, and keeps most of the money. That's the reason why he's still in business and Don King isn't. Okay, guys, so that's just my quick video on Lomachenko versus Lopez fight. I don't think it's going to happen. I do think Lopez can beat him. I think he's capable of beating him. Lomachenko is getting older, so we don't know what Lomachenko we're going to get next. But whatever fight that he fights next, I'm sure if it's not Lopez, he's going to look spectacular, and then people are still going to put him on the list. But at this point, it's not whether or not Lopez or Devin Haney or these guys need to fight better competition. It's up to Lomachenko now. The only decent win that he has on his resume is the Gary Russell. Outside of that, who does he have on his resume? Rigondeaux was extremely small. That fight, the Rigondeaux fight, doesn't count. I mean, okay, it counts. Okay, it counts. But that's an extremely small guy coming up to your weight class when you have all these other fighters in your weight classes. The Carl Framptons, the Mikey Garcias, who was down there at your weight class, the Lopezes, the Tank Davis, the Leo Santa Cruz. I mean, the list goes on and on. The Ryan Garcias. The list goes on and on and on and on of all the guys that are around your weight class that you could fight and you choose not to. So, that's just my take on that fight. Sorry, guys. I wish it would happen. Stay tuned for more news with Agree to Disagree podcast. Make sure you watch that podcast. New episodes every week. And make sure you follow me at Straight Outta Content on YouTube. If you need any merch, contact us with Flash Custom Designs. All right, guys. Peace.